Most of this time, these guys are actually dropping P250s for their T sides, but this time they're going to be going for Freiburg with the smoke and flashbang, and the CT push up onto short from NaVi as well. It's very standard stuff, going to gain that information, but NiP expecting it. They're holding back towards the top of mid.
Watch Get Right. He may get caught here by Guardian. We saw them run this exact setup last night against Luminosity, and it worked. That one got a headshot. Edward, it was exactly this, fell back, and then Guardian picked up the other, gave them a huge lead early in the pistol round. And by the way, just speaking about that P250, Forrest is the only player that does have one on the T side. They're going to try and push from long. Hugging that right side wall from our perspective from Zeus to try and get much closer before they get confronted. Massive gap in that smoke, and Alu's blinded. He just sits in the open. Guardian and Zeus, it's a crossfire. Slaughter, Exist goes down as well. Freiburg at least gets back into one, but Edward, he's quick to rotate. Get Right needs to win this battle immediately with Flamey if he wants to do anything at all. And in fact, his teammate Freiburg's already gone. He can't give him help. He can't give him support. It's really just a matter of how long before he dies, and it won't be very long at all.
It's actually a really nice approach from NiP there. So they worked out the short push had come in, Get Right giving the call to his teammates. As soon as they got that information, they pushed out to long, full-on long push, just got straight up there. The smoke that was placed on the crossover was pretty awful. Like, there was a huge gap left in it. They tried to cross, got mowed down, and then pincered by the CTs coming in, and then just Get Right left in that unwinnable situation. So they will be forced buying into this one. Scout purchase for Freiburg. Interesting decision to give hit to him. But there we go. It's going to be the rest of the guys, P250s, Tech 9s, and some armor as well. Thing is, NaVi have predominantly gone for rifles. Just one P90 on Zeus. So they're going to keep things nice and long range, you would assume. NiP haven't got any utility to play with, so a mid split. It's just going to have to be based off one flashbang here. Looks like they may be setting up for that. 2 players towards mid so far. Bomb going to B tunnels. What can they do here? NaVi not showing any signs. They've been showing a face in any of the key areas on the map.
Zeus is just waiting toward the CT spawn as well to bounce that flash should he need, if anyone attempts to go through double doors, and they may have done if not for that kill inside B, because that takes away the potential split. And NaVi are playing this very, very smart, just sitting back, holding off all choke points, all connection points, not getting too aggressive, not giving up too much rotations.
This is a problem
letting
from
NiP
yesterday.
just walk in.
They actually allowed teams with the eco weapons to get the first kill and playing very close choke points. This time they're showing so much discipline here. Zeus taking out Get Right. Zeus pipes in as well, and this should be a complete mow down here as it's a clean round for NaVi. Don't even take any damage really. The investment for NiP goes sour, and pretty lackluster round for them. They're going to have to be on a full eco this time. Alu not investing too much into that round. Still has enough for the AWP going to the first gun round, so they're fine in that respect, but this is almost a throwaway for them. Just going to be a full Glock round for them.
I think you brought up a really good point as well, by the way, just the discipline of NaVi. I think their cohesion as a team in this event has been very strong. We saw Seized yesterday take a timeout when they were in the lead, which you don't often see, because he knew that momentum was shifting. He wanted to stay on top of it early rather than when it was too late and give up what would have been map 1 against LG in the quarterfinal.
That's the thing. The games can slip away from you so quickly. So he's one of the best in-game leaders in that respect, like making sure his team are doing the correct things and playing the percentages and instead of taking risks.
And they also have an ex-player of this roster as a coach.
That's right.
One of the few teams that have that luxury, so they definitely know each other well. Meanwhile, though, NiP, they've gotten 5 players past the corner at Catwalk. No one able to peek it, but a good flash gets in play, and now the crossfire comes into effect. It's another slaughter. Still nothing to work with for NiP, but this time, finally, they'll get bigger guns.
Here we go then. So we go into the first gun round. No AWP purchased as of yet for the CT side. They're going to try and maximize the money by keeping hold of the lower end weapons. It's going to be a FAMAS and P90 still in play. AWP comes out as predicted for Alu. Not investing too much into any of these rounds going forward. No bomb planted though, so not going to be a fantastic buy for the T's. They have some smoke grenades, no Molotovs. It's going to come down to Alu once again. He did have a reasonable game considering the scoreline. Get Right's going to be utilizing his long spawn and getting straight out to blue box there.
Edward takes down Get Right quite easily because he's caught in the open, and this is a problem. 3 players out toward long, no one on the A platform, but with winning that duel, they'll be able to fall back, rotate more comfortably, put a second man toward mid even potentially if they choose to, and then stack up inside the B site with 2 men within the walls.
The thing is now, they've got that first pick on the board and they can go back to that very passive, disciplined play. They know the money's going to be great in the NiP camp. They can't really execute onto a bomb site. They just wait for them to make the next mistake now. NiP, I'm not really sure what the options are for them. They have 1 smoke remaining, that's on Freiburg. He's going to be towards short there, so I'd assume maybe he can smoke towards CT spawn. They can try and get out together and isolate those players towards the B side, but it's looking grim for the Swedish side here. No one really doing anything of worth. As the timer ticks away here, we get to 45 seconds now. Looks like they will be making their way towards the B side. Freiburg just trying to do anything. If you can find a pick towards short, that'd be great. There we go, 2 players towards upper B. Alu just with the AWP towards middle as well. And here we go. Freiburg has to make his way out towards mid and make something happen now.
And they go Alu passively, quietly, no smoke on mid because he wants to potentially find the early pick. Freiburg has one to place once he gets past, but problem is they're already losing the men inside the B site. They walk in, and Seized and Flamey, one gets the kill, one gets the assist, and reversed it on the second one. Alu does manage to at least take down Seized, but Guardian is going to be there, and again, NiP not able to get anything rolling.
Yeah, that was kind of shocking from NiP. Obviously trying to utilize that long spawn from Get Right. He's just by himself though. Once there's two players down long for the CTs, you have one that gets spotted going towards blue box and just gets smoked off as well. You've got no backup from your team. If you're going to commit to that, you need someone with you to kind of make sure you actually survive. But looking at the frag board right now, the only players to arrive after 4 rounds, Alu and Freiburg with 1 frag each.
That's ridiculous. I mean, that's hard to believe.
This is
NaVi.
more the same.
Well, NaVi's not giving anything up again, and we're going to see it here. The nade from Zeus takes down 2 after the initial damage from Edward, who picked up one of his own, and bombs dropped on the inside of the doorways. It's looking unlikely NiP can even secure a kill in this round. NaVi are just playing so smart, setting up crossfires, using utilities, and again, that discipline is just absolutely outclassing NiP in this case. And again, another round, 5 men up. The economy is swelling right now for NaVi.
And the problem is as well, Guardian taking down Alu in the last round. He gets the AWP. He's going to be sat on 10k. That goes for the rest of the team as well. Average of about 10k across the board. Now then, NiP changing the pace. Get out of jail cut, perhaps, getting the double AWP set up on Forest and Alu. We know these guys can be incredibly strong. dust2 is the map. They actually 16-2 Titan on, so let's see whether they can get back into this one. No damage done on the cross. They're going to be aware of the situation though with the AWPs and the buy. What's the play from NaVi here? Seems like more the same. They have moved the player towards middle this time though. To predict the change of pace, perhaps. It's going to leave Edward alone towards long. So this could be a really fantastic read for them.
Yeah, this is, if they can get up catwalk as well, though, for NiP, it could actually work out extremely good to take over that A site quickly. They're going to go for the corner boost here. It looked like they potentially thought of it. Instead, they'll just sneak back across over in towards CT spawn to get back to a more standardized formation. And now they'll put pressure on long. A little bit of a dance done between both Edward and, or rather, excuse me, Get Right. They spotted each other within the gap at the doorway, but all amounts to nothing aside from NiP knowing that there is at least someone waiting at long. And Alu's going to try and creep toward that platform. And again, I said this was the opening about 30 seconds ago. That's since dissolved because now there's a player on Goose in the form of Zeus. Zeus the Goose. Forrest, though, meanwhile, going to try and get through mid. Smoke off on the left. That covers anyone peeking out from the B window, so we can try and peek through CT. Seized was on the box, but obviously undetectedly so. And Zeus could definitely still be an absolute massive point in this round because his patience could just pay off. He's yet to expose the fact he's there. Good pick from Forrest this time on the second effort going through mid. They're actually going to take that invitation because they've lost the man on catwalk, so it's going to try and be a dual-pronged approach on NaVi. The problem is that Flamey was waiting. He caught out both of them. Alu unable to react fast enough to his teammate's death to avenge his loss, but there it is, Edward again. I mean, this is now 6-0. More kills that time, in fact, equaling their total in that round NiP, but 3 members stay alive again, and the money stays above 5 digits on everyone.
I'm just trying to work out what the objective was for NiP that round. This seems they're so slow paced. They give themselves no time to enter the bomb sites. You can see them just trying to get into the bit as quickly as they can. Can't even check that box outside the platform. So it's really disappointing. Once again, they are going to be quasi-buying into this one, making sure they're a full lost bonus so they can justify something. Get Right has a Galil. The rest of the guys on Tech 9s and P250s going into lower B. Guardian's going to be waiting for them though. Presumably going to get this first pick. There it is. Takes an assist, and now he can just fall back, giving a decent call off to his teammates as well. More damage done in terms of that grenade. And there should be another round falling away from NiP. We should be going to 7-0. They still have a hope in form of Get Right here. It's very static play from them so far. Normally on this sort of map, we'd like them to stay together, fast, loose, getting into positions, causing chaos. Once again, this seems very static. As we go into round number 7 here with the man at disadvantage.
And this is just, again, NaVi. We just wait for the action because with them, they're not going to force the issue, specifically, as you say, man advantage and economic situation, as it were. Smoke does cover off Seized, but that won't deter his bullet from raining through and taking down Forest. Freiburg at least gets Seized to allow a better chance this time of getting onto B, and unlike every other approach where there's been 2 members left alive inside the site, it's only 1. And Flamey, he hasn't found the first kill. This time, Get Right gets back, so finally NiP with a real chance. Low HP in the last 3 players, but they're fortified inside this B position. They're going to have to throw the bomb across. They do so successfully now, but Zeus, he's able to push up greatly so in the corner and just catches the side of Freiburg exposed. and that'll prevent the bomb plant. And not only that, Zeus is just going to walk in and take everyone.
Pretty sure that's their most successful round so far, and that's pretty depressing to say considering they only got 2 kills and almost got a bomb down. So once again, they do get a full buy here at maximum loss bonus, $3,400 going into their accounts. So double ops. I'm not sure I'm a fan of this. It was very static before. They weren't able to actually get an opportunity to get a pick whatsoever. So what can they bring this time? Hopefully they can get a pick for the doors here, make something happen with it. Even some damage would be useful. Smoke's going down, they're going to deny that. So actually do a reasonable amount of damage to Guardian, leg him. So something to work with here. As Freiberg, now this is better. He's actually showing some assertiveness here. Getting up to short fast, getting information. 3 players going to join, and this looks a lot more objective than previous rounds. Let's see what they can do with this one.
Molotov on the platform trying to force Zeus's hand, but he's playing on the ramp instead, so he's still got the mobility required to control the peak. Instead, though, Get Right takes Guardian because he's not exactly in a position with that smoke to cover off his teammate. And now, finally, this may even be better than the last round as Forrest picks up Edward. That's 3 kills for NiP. So only the 1 so far from NaVi, and Forrest is going to wait in middle. He knows Flamey's there, so he's going to cut off the rotation. Not only that, win the exchange, and I think we might have to hatch that egg and see if there's any magic inside, because this is going to be the first round for NiP, but they're going to need something desperate again to pull this back. Not only it's the same situation as what we saw on Train, as these will knock down another gun, which goes to the point I'm about to make. The round loss bonus is about to be reset.
Yeah, well, that's the problem. The good news is if they did 2 AWPs, so that'll be a nice stead for next round, but that was much better. Keep it like that. Stay in the bragging unit, have 1 player lurking, 4 players stay together, simple smokes and flashbangs, and allow your players to even have a chance to work these kills on bomb sites. And the thing is that NaVi are playing so passively and not giving them anything. They can't work these picks, they can't rely on that. They need to just force the issue themselves and push themselves onto bomb sites, and that's what's going to work for them. So that was much more positive. As soon as I saw Freiberg being more assertive there, I knew the round was going to be a lot better for them. So that's what they need to try and do. They've got a decent long spawn this time, could potentially work with that. You can see Freiberg looking towards it as well. I think he will fancy his chance going into this round. So, here we go. Number 9 now. He's going to smoke off the corner of long. I think he'll go for the pick. Is yet to be seen. No damage done this round, but Freiberg will indeed be going for this pick. He actually goes out the doors as well.
Freiberg is passed, but there's 2 lined up, and that smoker might line up for him. It's only 1 to go down, and it's actually the one behind Edward, Zeus, that falls. So decent trade. If he picked up both of those, a really, really good chance, again, like you're saying, to open up a quick bomb site. Instead, 4-on-4, low HP on Edward. They're going to try and go back toward mid NiP. Smoke off towards CT, flash on the corner, Flamey, he'll hug the wall. They won't be able to push him fast enough before his vision is restored, so goes for the counter peek and no one pushes through. Smartly so. Now they'll be more calculated about it. Guardian on top of the box, while Red over top of the smoke takes Exist, and Flamey's just waiting for them to get around that corner. They may not even do so because Guardian, he's completely intimidated them. 1 has snuck by, mind you. Get Right. He could absolutely sneak in on Flamey, but Flamey, he's ready for it. In fact, Zeezed is there to get the kill, sneaking through the door. Now they turn back. They know the last 2 players have to be in the tunnels. They know it was going to be a split approach. Edward goes for the flank. Forrest at least turns back. He's got a chance with the EOP. Where's the kill? Zeezed, that's a blunder. He runs out of ammo, and Forrest pulls this back to a 2-on-1. 37 seconds as well with bomb, 16 HP only, but a chance to try and cross back over. Good play from Guardian. This is a great read. He's not actually peeking toward the spawn, mind you, so he could still get the cross here.
Well, the thing is, the time is ticking away. That's quite clever. So they've taken away from the vision towards suicide. You saw that on your screen. So 20 seconds remaining. He actually will go back to B. The problem is, Flamey is sat there. He knows he needs to wind this clock down and not get picked here. That's absolutely vital. Sit there where you are. This should be a run. There we go. Yeah. It was a nice try from Forrest, but ultimately amounted to nothing. Got 2 kills, but the money should be... I think they can get it by still. Actually, they can't. Obviously, the money's been reset, so 2 players will be Forrest and Get Right on absolutely nothing. Only getting $1,400 this round. They could get some Tech 9s out and try and balance the money out, I guess, but there's not really much they can do with this. 8-1. NaVi answers straight back as we go into round number 10. PT-50's purchased for NiP. 1 smoke grenade on Exist. Desert Eagle comes out for Freiberg. Very quiet game so far. Only 1 round on the board. They had to wake up. So far, that's not really happening.
Yeah, absolutely not. I mean, considering that they took down TSM on this map, who have been the class of the field on it over the last few months, and then this performance to completely contrast it. It definitely highlights... Well. Exactly. I mean, it definitely highlights the fact that not only are NiP, or rather, excuse me, NaVi playing well, NiP just are not in this game at all. And Guardian, he's able to control the angle again with the AWP. He doesn't even necessarily need the support from CT Spawn, which he will now get in the form of Zeus regardless. But they'll just clean up. All 5 alive yet again. 9-1, NaVi.
I really hope NiP get into this. This would be such a disappointing way to end our cast him out on this 2-0 and 2 really one-sided games. I really want them to step up. They're going to be going for 1 AWP this time, just on Ali. He's on 1 for 9. Really is a problem in terms of the fragging. Looking at the scoreboard, Exist 1 for 10, Alu 1 for 9, Freiburg 3 for 10. None of the key players stepping up here. This is the T-sided affair. They need to be pushing in, making things happen. There we go. Alu takes down Guardian. Is this a chance now for them to get the second round on the board? Mistakes for the CTs need to be made now. And Zeus pushing up towards the top of middle. He's reacting straight away. GetRight's not going to be expecting this. Down he goes. Almost didn't as well, but there we go. NiP neutralizing the situation, bringing it to a 4-on-2.
And that was bomb, so if he was able to stay out alive, or even the second player in the lower tunnels stayed alive, they might have been able to catch off on NiP trying to re-grab it. Instead, those 2 kills immediately were countered, and NiP find themselves in a two-man advantage in this situation. That could have been absolutely disastrous. They're walking onto the A site. There's no need to force this either for NaVi. They know the situation. That leg shot through the edge of the wall from Alu allows Freiburg to clean it out. Pretty good read by Alu, and he'll follow it up. Flamey did go down, and NiP now with 2.
There we go then. So coming into round number 11, that pick coming from Alu really did open things up, force the CTs to try and make something happen. So Zeus pushing all the top of mid there. I actually really like that. GetRight didn't see it coming, but good communication. I mean, his teammates in lower B managed to answer back and get them back in good step with that round. They're going to go back to the double AWP setup. Going to be Exist with that long spawn this time. He fancies his chances of getting the long pit. They're not going to smoke the corner this time. He wants to have full vision of when he goes to this pick. So let's see what he can do with it. Out he goes. Going to have CTs on the screen, but gets absolutely destroyed there. Headshot from Guardian. Opens up the round, and this could be disastrous for NiP. They're going to be going up short fast as well. Forest leading the charge here, but Guardian wants a piece of the action again. As he does drop down, decides better of it.
Guardian was stuck forward, or rather, excuse me, Forest was stuck forward
Yeah.
of that Molotov too. So if Guardian had gone a little bit further around that corner, almost about an inch, you might have spotted him just waiting for that to dissolve, to extinguish themselves. Now a smoke placed in front of him, just using all the utility NaVi to buy more time, but it's going to be NiP's approach toward middle. Bombs on Cat. They may try and fake this. In fact, they're going to go for this left side smoke. We haven't seen this strategy from them in full effect yet. They're going to try and push GetRight through CT, and the rest will walk up catwalk, so they won't even need to run the drop. They'll just need to make sure that GetRight's able to cut off rotations. In fact, Force goes down anyway. Guardian's force way back off. They're still able to hit the shot with partial vision. And as they get closer to the site, Zeus now makes his presence felt from Goose. Able to take down 2. Alu the second, and Guardian gets GetRight. How composed was that from NaVi?
Yeah, you have to wake up pretty early in the morning to catch Guardian out, and even when he's just coming out of a flashbang, manages to hit 2 shots in a row, and finally NiP calling for a pause. Not really sure why they didn't do that in the first game, but they're going to try and work out what's going on there. And that's such a nice setup there. They're so concentrating on Guardian towards that carb area that it's completely forgot that Goose may even be a problem for them. Zeus cleaning up when all the players concentrating towards long A. So now then we go into another devastating economic position for NiP. They can afford to buy something into this, but 2 players on around the 2800 mark. It's going to be a difficult position. Exist could drop an AWP, so I think this is what this pause is about. They know they're looking down the barrel of coming out of this tournament, crashing out in a very disappointing manner. You don't want to see semi-finals go in this fashion, Matt.
That's rather anticlimactic. I mean, considering the storyline, we knew NiP came into this tournament. There was a few people, some of the analysts included, that thought NiP may potentially go out in the group with Titan in it. It was the group of death, Group C. They managed to make it through that and then surprised us all by making it into this semifinal against TSM. That was quite a win in very convincing fashion. Again, that second map, only 1 round against them, and it was the most unlikely situation. So at that point, they'd convinced everyone, but here we are again where, and perhaps convincing themselves and tensing up a little bit too much in the situation. They're significantly behind NaVi, who want a berth in a major final, going up against someone who's very familiar to it as well. Envy, second time straight they'll be in a final.
Absolutely. This is looking like NaVi all day long. They're currently at 10-2 on the CT side of dust2. Money's not in a great position for NiP. Their best players aren't turning up. Exist, not fragging. GetRight, not fragging. Alu, not really doing anything with the AWP. It seemed like when they went for that fast and loose play up short, that was working out for them. They tried it again. Guardian completely shuts them down. I'm trying to work out what the play is here. There's no money available to do a full round going into this one, so they either take the decision, take another eco on the chin, and have a full buy next round, or they go for the forced buy here and see what they can do and try and just push out middle or something, just get out, find a lucky kill towards mid and see if they can swarm onto the bomb site. Looks like they will be doing the eco roll here. They'll be going for P250s, so smoke grenades, flashbangs, looking to the future. They know they need to at least get 4 rounds here, so they'll take the 11th one in favor of NaVi and hopefully get the last 2. Let's see what they can do with this one. Should be unpaused shortly. There we go. So 4 P250s purchased. GetRight just going to be on the Glock and smoke. Replay now. That really nice pick from Guardian there, and this play from him as well. That was so calm. Look at all the players. They're so They're not even aware that Goose may be a problem for them. The Zeus just clears up and Guardian finishes off his style. He's having another great series here. 11 kills for him. Zeus with 16. The talisman of dust2 so far.
And Guardian got a very good spawn. He was actually really early to long, considering the last two players were intending to join him, but significantly behind. Doesn't really matter. No one came through the cave. They're going to put pressure again toward middle. Well, what's on from Zeus means that they can't necessarily push through just yet. It may actually be Catwalk. And there is no one else this time to support Guardian, but it's Pistols versus AWP, and he's going to play from Car. I'd say he and Cajun B might be the two best in that position.
They're going to do a wall of smoke play here. They just want to get the bomb down and get them a nice position for next round. So smokes into the bomb side, try and flash off, drop some players down towards CT spawn, and see if they can find that kill on Guardian and get a plan out of this. Here we go.
This means Zeus has a significant role in this round. If they do go for the drop, he's the one down towards CT. Again, Pistols up close. It may be a fair fight. Guardian finds one already as he gets on top of the car, and Zeus, it's a trade down below, so that limits NiP's options. Forrest is still able, and you might be right, Henry, they may still get this bomb plant. Will they? Just barely, because Steez comes through from Catwalk. And although they're all dead now, they still are going to get that extra income.
That's all they wanted from that round. Like, they knew they were going up against Guardian, and Zeus on the A-bomb side did everything they could just to get a bomb plant down. It was successful in that respect, so inject the money back into this 14th round. It's 11-2 favor of NaVi, so they will get the AWP out once again. I wouldn't like them to get the double AWP set about. Hasn't really been impressing me too much. Keep to the rifles. They've gone for double AWP, so Alu and Forrest once again, a pretty quiet game so far. What can they make of this round? NaVi just have so much in the bank. They just can be so confident going through the second half. If they get this one, it may be all but over. So there we go then. 3 players heading towards B tunnels. No damage done at the start of the round. Seems like NiP more passive here, going to be slowing things down once again. Alu does get that first pick on the Flamey, though. That's definitely going to help. That's the
start they need, absolutely. They've yet, I think that actually maybe the first time all game they found a pick early in B, because again, most times they're trying to go for that split. There's still 2 members alive in this night. Now they've got a real chance because the one in mid's gone. There's 3 left alive. And Steez has to watch both angles. His first rotation has already fallen. He still might get this kill, though. It's low HP on Freiburg, so that's a brilliant trade for him to pick up. Gap in the smoke, doesn't matter. Freiburg finds Zeus through it. Brilliantly placed headshot. And NiP, with whatever fight is left in them, managed to pick up their 3rd round.
So they're relying very heavily on someone stepping up at the beginning of the round. So NaVi now going to throw a spanner in the works. Edwards going to be getting the auto sniper. Guardian on AWP and Seized as well. So 3 sniper rifles to contend with. I'm sure they're going to go for a little face here towards middle. They want to try and find that first pick. Seized is going to be the one doing it. Going to be looking over that smoke. Will he be able to make anything of it? Here we go. Oh, just misses out there narrowly. No, NiP once again slowing things down. That aggressive push though onto short from Guardian. Looking for a pick towards top and middle. Going to be flashed off. NiP being very passive once again. Trying to work the picks. No one really committing to anything as of yet. It's going to be Guardian on the short steps.
The auto sniper from Edward out toward long now means that with that much extra firepower, they can fall another man back towards CT. Great pick, though, mind you, from Alu, because, again, it gives them something to work with. Nading and using utilities to distill Guardian's position on Catwalk as well means there's less support still for Zeus. So he's going to try and cleverly find himself in a passive-aggressive approach behind the doorway, wait for them to walk into his crosshairs. But NiP, knowing that they've pushed Guardian back, are going to try and take control of at least Catwalk and open the round up slowly.
Well, no reaction from the CTs just yet. They're going to be sitting back. They're going to be trying to challenge Guardian as well. Exist makes his way up short. They have Molotov in the side, trying to flush out any CTs that may be lying there. And there's the first pick. Guardian does it. And now he should be able to open up the taps as well. Forrest does take down Zeus. They need to find this kill onto Guardian if they've got any chance of getting onto this side. Not going to happen though.
Quickly up on top. Bye-bye Alu, and a potential for more. Guardian finally goes down, but Edward, there it is. The auto sniper catches Get Right, and look at the HP. It's 1 for Forrest, 38 for Freiburg. Although they've got a bomb down, this is going to be a very grim situation. Edward with that auto sniper, it won't take much at all to completely blow this round wide open. He's going to try and approach because he has to. But great pick from Forrest. He needed that unorthodox spot from Quad. He actually does take down Flamey, but Edward, he's still with the auto sniper. It's not going to work out. Freiburg will give NiP a real chance, but they're going to need the next pistol.
Absolutely. So 2 rounds. Scrappy as they were, they get the 4th on the board. So Freiburg with 1 HP just about saves the day there. Edward unable to make that close range auto sniper work out for him. So there still is some sort of hope for NiP. It's not the worst result in the world. They do have a strong CT half on dust2. We've seen that time and time again this tournament. So if ever there's a time for a bit of NiP magic, Matt, this is it. Second half potentially going out of this tournament in tragic style. So they need to wake up, get this pistol and build momentum, get the cash roll strong and see what they can do with this one. Be interesting to see how they approach a pistol. Obviously, we've seen a lot of teams boosting up to short, going towards that mid area, but that can obviously be very risky as well. A lot of teams expecting that these days. I'm sure they'll be utilizing this 1 minute they've got just to decipher what they'll do and how they'll approach this round.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is another... We already saw one timeout from NiP. This is essentially a second one. They need to take all the time they can to make sure they're all on the same page. As you're saying, this pistol round...
means everything.
It is everything. It's completely everything. There's a lot of doubt about this lineup's future in general coming into the event, and a lot of people started speculating that, well, if they can get results, maybe that might not change, but obviously still some issues, not necessarily perfect, and coming up a little short here, it would mean a lot, I'm sure, not only to individual players, but to the team cohesion to try and pick up something out of this semifinal, to try and salvage at least pride, if nothing else, at this point.
Yes, this is it. Well, unfortunately for NiP, Get Right, one of the players you expect to be one of the trademark best fraggers on the team. He's on 3 for 13. He needs to step up right now. They're going to have a chance even getting back into this one. He needs to work out what's going wrong, get himself in these positions where he can actually start clutching, getting the frags on the side, and that's going to be a huge factor going into this one. Obviously, on the T side, Guardian becomes a whole lot scarier. He goes from being defensive onto the offensive, and it can be very, very scary indeed. So watch out for him as we go into the second half now. NaVi on the T side, NiP on the CTs. Everything to play for. They've got 4 sets of armor on the CTs and the defuse kit on Freiburg. Let's have a look at the T-buy as well. They're going to have something a little bit more tactical. 3 sets of armor. Zeus and Steve's picking up smoke grenades and flashbangs. Maybe going towards long here. There's 2 players make their way into the doors as well.
And the 3 players are at long now. They're going to approach, but there's a crossfire set, and we're seeing it now. Freiburg and Alu both ready. Freiburg just needs to keep their attention to bait them out, and Alu just needs to bide his time and stay patient. Exist is going to rotate over to help as well because Freiburg spotted up all 3 players. So this is going to be a duel. This is everything, and Alu spotted already. Doesn't hit the shot. Edward gets him. He actually just turned at the last minute, and although they're blinded up, they're falling back off of this early pick. They don't need to throw this away, and it's forcing NiP back towards CT spawn, and on the way there, Zeus, he's caught Exist in the process.
Now, they have done a reasonable amount of damage. 4 players, very low indeed, so NiP not out of this round just yet. But the problem is they haven't got control of long whatsoever. They're going to have to push off short, hold middle as well, and see if they can retake the bomb site. Just depends on what NaVi are going to do here. They're going back towards middle, just going to leave 1 player towards the pit. That's going to be Guardian. That's going to be now and Get Right on short. Had a quiet game, as mentioned before. He should be able to work out what's going on here. He's going to get some sort of intel any second.
Well, they are stacking here as well. Bomb in mid. 1 player over inside the B tunnels. That's Edward. They're low enough on HP that if they could get a lineup, if somehow another crossfire could come into play, it might work out. In fact, Get Right. He's already faked down Zeus. He's going to get Guardian as well. Now it's time to step up for Get Right. Back to 3 versus 3, and he's hearing them go through middle, so he's going to try and catch it on their heels. He's going to try and catch Flamey before he gets too far up the ramp, but as he gets up the ramp, it's Freiburg. He runs into it. Freiburg, he needed to hit that shot. It was desperate, and it all comes back to NaVi, and that's awkward as well, but Get Right finds the hat trick. He wants more. Get Right will get 4, and Forrest will close it out. That is the round that NiP needed.
Fantastic stuff from the Get Right. Just when he needed to pull out a big performance, he does it. 3 frags and the low coming in from tunnels as well. Finishes the round off. Some awkward exchanges there towards the B tunnels. A little bit of nerve showing there perhaps, but there we go. NiP are back into this one. It seemed like they were out of it. First 2 frags going against them, but that fantastic showing from Get Right keeps the dream alive. But now then, we have got the force buy coming in from NaVi. Scout purchase, 4 Deagles as well. Let's see what they can do with this.
Looking for that early tag, just narrowly. Imagine skimmed the hair off the scalp in that shot, just above the head, not connecting. It's Flamey on the other side, holding the Scout with 54 HP. And they'll change their approach. Alu doesn't want to overextend himself in middle, give away an early pick carelessly. They need to be as disciplined, every bit so as NaVi was in this first half.
Yeah, that's the whole thing here. They have got the SMGs though, Exist and Freiburg with P90s and then P9s respectively. So they're going to be holding back, as you said, but here comes NaVi. They're pushing their way up short. Guardian going to be the point man here, facing with the Scout towards the bomb site. Alu's going to have the same weapon towards Car as well. This is where the duel's going to come in. Who's going to take advantage here?
Freiburg, the MP9, close range. He's desperate for someone to walk through, and they look poised to do so. How much can he get with the gun? Nothing at all. Edward, what a shot with the Deagle. And now Alu's trapped at Car. 3 members approaching from long. He needs to win this duel. Does it? Flamey takes him down. And oh my goodness, could you imagine? After doing all the hard work, NiP, they're staring at an eco. A forced buy that may yet pay off for NaVi as Forrest He ascends upon the ramp, a flashbang to try and deter him, but he still manages to dodge it and get the kill, but Guardian's right back on Get Right. Forrest has to clutch this out, he can't do it, seized. And NaVi, they'll get yet another one. And this is getting, absolutely desperate.
I don't even know what NiP can do with this one now. They probably have to force buy into it, get some 5.7s, some P252 if they can catch NaVi when they don't have too much of an arsenal, and they're going to have SMGs. They have purchased some AKs as well, though. Here comes the force buy from NiP. Going to have 5.7s, Desert Eagles, armor, but not much utility. Going to have a difficult time crossing towards B there. 3 players committed towards long. Same for NaVi as well. Here comes the exchange. About the fires going on. And Seas and Flamey taking out existing Freiburg. Alu gets one, but it's going to be the advantage going in favor of NaVi here. Should be a pretty simple round from this point. And also forcing NiP onto a full eco next round.
Push through the smoke. Flash did catch them off, but not sufficient enough for them to allow a kill. Let's Get Right in Forest. If they could pick up one there, might have had a small chance. It's not to be. Get Right, he's about to get pushed from mid as well, and it's Edward that does so. 13. 3 to go. NaVi looking for, again, that first berth, in a major final.
Well, they're very close now. Touching distance, I would say. Seeing as NiP have this disastrous situation, have about 2k average across the board. Can't really justify force buying into this one. They need to allow NaVi to get to the 14th round and then try and make the gun rounds really work for them. So not even going to purchase anything whatsoever into this round. It's almost a throwaway round as we go into number 19. NaVi are definitely aware of the situation. Look at NiP, they're pushing off towards short. If they're going to need to make a pick here happen right now. Actually, headshots Zeus take him down as well. Is there a chance for this round as they keep going towards the top and middle?
And Edward, he just walks out and lines them up. Sees the one tap onto Forrest. Not really much of a chance, despite that first pick. So now it's just Get Right and Exist, and they're split up right now. One on either side. Good push from Exist to try and force the issue. Had to do something, had to come up with something brilliant and off-key to make sure that it worked out, but it's not to be. And guns will come back out, but again, this is going to be desperate and very narrow margin on how much they're going to be able to afford for utility on the CT side.
This is the thing. They've got no incendiaries. No. Oh, Get Right gets one kit. He's on the FAMAS, though. Only saving grace is they have got Alu on the AWP. He needs to go big. He did get some impressive picks on train. Similar performance required. Going to be sending 3 players towards long here, but maybe the wrong position considering the T's look like they're setting up for a more mid play here.
Guardian's going to try and get above the smoke as well toward middle with the AWP. He may yet spot a player because, if I'm not mistaken, it is Forrest that's in the top of mid right now. And look like he may go back down toward that slope instead. Rather than he going down, they brought Exist over. So they'll set the crossfire. This means Exist needs to get the read, though, because if the pressure comes onto Catwalk like it's looking it may do, Alu's going to need all the help he can get with this AWP. And right now, his attention's not even fixed on the Catwalk. It was still through looking for mid. So for some reason, NiP, they seem to believe that's exactly what NaVi want to do.
That's the thing now. They've got no smokes, no HEs, just 2 flashbangs to try and hold off this full execution. We know how methodical and tactical NaVi can be. Just going to be allowing Guardian to scope out some of the key areas of A bomb site. And you assume it's going to be an execution here. As Edward is towards long, they'll be pincering the site, it seems. Are we setting some sort of distraction there? Will he be going out with the smoke as well? He will. So his teammate's going to join him. Prime are going to have a real difficult time holding this one. He goes down, headshot from the hand of Edward. Alu forced to rotate back towards long as well. He's stuck in the smoke. This is a horrible scenario for him.
It may not be, though. Cease doesn't know this. They may go right past him. He has the potential to backstab them now, but he needs to make sure he's efficient on his shots. Finds one, and he gets 2. Well done from Alu, but it's Guardian on top of the site that turns his focus firmly on Alu. How heartbreaking. It looked like that could have been an absolutely concealed smoke and mirrors play, and now it will be semi-final point for NaVi.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't see this game going any other way than NaVi's favor. It's just a matter of time. Obviously, NiP have no choice here but to buy everything they can. Pistols, shotguns, anything you can find in the basement. Let's get it out. As they get an MP7 onto Freiburg as well. That play from Alu, like he said, could have done something with it. Got 2 frags, just wasn't enough. Needed to find 3 at least. And now 3 AWPs coming out from NaVi. So they're just going to be playing a very slow picking game here. Obviously, the CTs need to make something happen. They're getting close to the B tunnels. Forrest trying to spam through the smoke there. Not going to amount to much, though.
Interesting, we haven't seen a lot of attack or rather aggression at the B tunnels from either side, and usually if there's not on the T side, you might expect the CTs to start pushing it, but NiP never really took that initiative to go on the hunt for information early or try and get that map control. They tried to stay just, again, maybe playing a little bit timid in this situation inside the site, and they're down a man already.
it's just a matter of time this round. They're just waiting for the CTs to make the mistakes, so they know they need to do something. They've got pistols, no nades. They need to be finding a frag here, and NaVi are well aware of that. Just gaining positional control of short. Getting calls to certain positions are covered. You can see Edward as well. Back in T-spawn, looking towards long doors, waiting for any sort of aggression coming in from the CTs. And if NiP are to stay alive in this tournament, someone has to go absolutely huge.
Good dink in the tunnels, but it doesn't amount to a kill. This does get down seized for NiP. Forrest, he's got another one. It's got to go down. Where's the shot? Deuce, he's expended all his ammo, and it comes very narrowly against him, but he does end up getting the kill. Follow that up. He's got Forrest as well. It's down to Alu. One-on-one with Flamey. 22 HP for Flamey. That bomb's in mid. Alu doesn't know this, but if he did, oh my goodness, he could have snuck up, and the shotgun at that range would have been more than enough for him to win the round. Instead, that's been recovered, and he's going to have to play a retake. Swaps over to the AK. Give himself a much better chance. More of a range game in doing so. 6 seconds. Flamey's got to hold this. Alu still has a chance to go in on it, but he's not. Flamey didn't hold it. This is all over. Flamey expected Alu to try and go in, and that actually was too much mind game from Flamey and gives NiP the round.
To be fair though, what does it matter? You can see NiP still don't really have enough to buy into the round. Flamey keeping his gun, took the weapon off of Alu as well. It's a really nice play from Alu, well read, didn't commit to going in and potentially losing the round, so he knew the situation, read it well, but headline is NaVi still are on semi-final points here, and now then the more desperate buy continues here. Famouses, P90s and Mag 7s. A recipe for disaster, I would say, but they're holding on just about.
Additional smoke applied inside the B tunnels. But again, NaVi, there's no sense trying to read exactly what they're up to because they're just going to take their time, as always.
So they are making the presence towards mid. There are 4 people there committed as well. There's one player that's watching long for the push.
Now
I'd assume they're going to just walk out and try and smoke off towards B, it seems, and maybe try and bait a CT spawn play coming in.
Yeah, it looks like they did take a step forward. Get Right didn't spot it. There's 2 members past the door. They've since fallen back, and it looks like Catwalk's where they'll go. There's no one on the A platform because they're putting a double stack toward the long position right now, so it actually would mean they have to essentially play a retake to claim their own territory back from NaVi as Guardian gets further around the corner. And Get Right is below with that shotgun, but he's got to nail a jump shot, and he's going to get spotted up doing so. Flamey saw that coming the whole time. And then Molotov goosed as well. They shouldn't need to check it. Flamey will just in case, but it's again the perimeters. That's all they have to work with right now from NiP. Seas will take down Exist. Flamey with another. It's going to be this round. It's got to be all over. It's down to Freiburg. 1 versus 5. And NiP, well, they may have surprised us, but they will not make it to yet another final. It's NaVi on their first appearance against Envious.
It's a shame we finished like that, man. We expect the semi-finals to be the most climatic games of the entire tournament. Honestly, NiP, not the same team they were yesterday. They get absolutely destroyed on both maps here, 16-6. Never really seemed like they were going to do any better than that. Unfortunate, but congratulations.